Okay, YouTube says we're live. I hope we are. We'll wait for the. Okay, YouTube says we're live. There we go again. Hope we are. Forgot to mute. Do the mute thing. There we go. Now we won't get triple double echoes. And let's wait for the chat to come up. There we go. Hey, Andrew, what's going on, buddy? Let's get this popped out. There we go. And I like to watch what I'm doing on my OBS deal. And so that gives me a live picture and pop my chat out from my YouTube. So, hey, look at there. We are on time, which is hard to say about some other people that have live shows. I always like, going on a live show and wait 5 minutes while I'm watching some boring ass intro. And, it's like, hey, you guys want to, if you wanted me to watch, at least have the decency to come on time. How hard is that? How hard is that? Especially since 90% of them don't have a real job. Of course, I'm retired. I could say I don't have a real job. I'm retired, but Adrian, how you doing, buddy? Glad you can make it. My UK guys are here in full support, and I'm telling you, you guys are loyal, because I know it's real late at night over there, and I really want to thank you for showing up. Being it's so late at night over there. Now, did either of you guys ever deal with buy a lot of stuff from Fast Tech? Oh, it's only 8 p.m. Hell, somewhere I got it crossed in my mind. I never did really Google it, but somewhere I got it crossed in my mind that it was like 11:30 or something over there. Maybe that was from somebody else, but I thought y'all's time zones were pretty close together over there. I've never really studied it. It's only. Oh, well, maybe it was that's what it was. I think somebody told me one time it was military, and I've never been in the military, never had a reason to use that form of time. So I probably did the calculation wrong. That's probably what I did. Well, I don't think you got to worry about using them, Adrian, because I think they're going belly up, and yeah, I really think they're going belly up. Now, I don't know. Maybe they'll restructure and come back. I don't know what happens to Chinese companies when they do that. But before the show, I was doing some research, trying to figure out where I was going to start buying stuff, because it kind of goes against my religion and my whole way of my channel, to buy this expensive ass authentic stuff. I don't got nothing against authentics. I ain't got nothing against clones either way, as long as they bake good. But our whole deal on my channel is to get the best bake for the lowest amount of money. So I guess we can try 3F or 3A or maybe some of those places and see what happens. I was surfing over on DHgate. They're really more for wholesalers, but they will sell individual items. I have bought stuff from them before. long time ago. I just wish Fastech would have been up front with us, and they tried to lay it off on some kind of new tax, but it don't seem to be affecting any of the other companies. So makes you kind of suspicious. So we're going to have to find us somewhere else to buy our stuff, get it at a reasonable price. Yeah, Andrew, I just never used it a lot. So I didn't, my mind, I have to convert it, when somebody says it, because I never got used to uh, using it. So, I just don't think in that term, in those terms. My brother-in-law does because he was in the Navy. So, I just never, hell, I'd have to, if I was going to tell somebody what the military time was here right now, I'd have to do some calculations. I guess it's 1305 would be my guess, because it's 1:06 now p.m. after lunch, 12 o'clock lunch. So, you know, uh, now I do have a question because we don't seem to have very many people in here yet. I'm not looking at the YouTube thing, so I don't know. But I do have a question for Adrian, if it's not offensive, and if you don't mind sharing. I was watching one of Todd's lives the other day about how long he'd been doing whatnot, and I guess he mentioned you. I'm pretty sure he mentioned you, and he said that y'all don't see eye to eye, and that piqued my interest. I just was curious. Uh, because he seemed to be in a teasing manner and a good humor about it. It wasn't like there was like severe bad blood between y'all, but he made the comment that y'all would probably never see eye to eye, and I was curious about that and wondered if you would uh, say it, tell us what that was, tell me what that was about. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's cool. I was just curious. Oh, now Monday, I said last week, it cost me a tremendous amount of money, time, and effort just to get my damn blood pressure prescription refilled. And hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy? I sure wish you'd tell me what that last comment was you made that I didn't get to look at. Okay, well, I have no idea what that is. Oh, well, I know you. Oh, you deleted it. Oh, okay. Well, you can still, post it in chat if you want. I wondered because it popped up on it gave me a notice, and give you the little, first few words, but then uh, I tried to read it, and it wouldn't let me. I was talking about the rebuildable PNP coil head. Okay, is that the one I got that's got the little kit from Watofo? Because I was really happy with that little kit. Yeah, before you got here, Josh, we was talking about the fast tech dilemma. Is that going to cause you a problem, or did you not deal with them to begin with? A lot of people didn't. They got a bad rap a long time ago and never could shake it. Anyhow, back to the doctor says, I was telling you last week, the doctor says, well, you got to go have this blood work done. Otherwise, I can't refill your prescription. Wouldn't receive this assistance. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah, Andrew, we're still. This is this is my one of my computer setups. I got it, and because I got tired of whacking them back and forth. And I know that seems like I'm lazy, but I said, hell, I got all this shit. Let me just make some and leave them in here by the computer, Plus, if you remember, this has got like 30 milligram freebase in it. So guess what? I can set it down. Yeah, I can. I can set it down. Oh. Oh, I see. Well, if you're just having a connection problem, that's not that bad a deal. That's not that bad a deal at all. Was it an open or was it a short? Because those are, I don't know, you can get if you're not real careful, you can get those legs, the positive legs shorted. It's not hard to do. It's not hard to do. But anyhow, yeah, in here, I just got my little Pro Tank 2. We still vaping on it, real happy, And I got my 2 Pasitos that have the RBA sections in them. They got Nick salts in them. If I remember, trying to remember what I mixed that at. 20 something, maybe. I don't remember. Let me look. I don't even know if I was smart enough to put it on the jar. 25 milligrams per milliliter. So, but I do have a regular mod sitting here just because since it's wintertime, it hasn't got taken out in the garage lately. My Argus and with my Anakin slide top thing, not the top airflow one, just the other style. I do have it sitting here, and it's just sitting here because it hadn't went out in the garage lately. Then it's got 24 in it. Oh, I see. You weren't using the little kit stuff. You wasn't using the mesh. You was making you a coil and putting in it. I see. So you was actually trying to put a Clapton coil in the poor little thing. Okay. Oh. Now, personally, I've had trouble with. I think I've tried doing that. I think just I'm old. I forget. But I do think the Clapton wire presented a problem up at the top where you fold the leg over, put your little rubber grommet in, and then your center pin and all that. In that area, if I remember right, the Clapton wire sometimes caused a problem there. I think I had a problem with that in that area just because the wire's so damn big, thick, Because the legs on that mesh are flat. They're not even round. They're flat, so they fold over real nice, make a fairly good connection. Of course, I'm not a fan of that kind of connection to begin with. It's just a press fit thing, rubbing up 2 pieces of metal, rubbing up against each other. And I I just never was a big fan on that type of connection. I mean, yeah, it works. It works pretty good, really, but as far as, when you deal with electricity and electronics and whatnot, just not a, I just ain't a fan of that type of connection. Because the best connection you're going to get is the squish, and it's the rubber grommet, insulator grommet, whatever you want to call it. It's kind of soft rubber. So when you screw everything together and it presses up, well, you're only going to get. It ain't like when when you crank the tank down, and you really get that, good, fairly good connection. Well, when you crank the tank down, you're just compressing that rubber grommet, and however much compression it'll spring back is what pressure you got on the two pieces of metal. And so that's just as good as you're going to get. Anyhow, back to my doctor visit. Okay, so Monday, this week, Monday, I go up and have blood drawn. Of course, I couldn't eat anything, couldn't drink anything, since midnight the night before. You got to fast. You would think with today's technology, they could deal with that, but I guess they can't, or they don't want to. And anyhow, so I asked the little girl, because I didn't know, and I'm curious about every damn thing. I asked the little old girl, I said, of course, you got to go to the laboratory. They don't do it at the doctor's office. Oh, no. No, we sub that shit out to a laboratory. Why they couldn't just draw my blood, send it, and, one-stop shop? No, that ain't how the medical system works. No, everybody's got to have their fucking piece of the pie. So anyhow, it ended up costing me $297 just to get the blood test done. So I asked the little old girl, I said, hey, do I have to have a prescription to get this done, or can I just walk in and request it and pay you money, and you treat me like a customer? She said, oh, yeah. She gave me this sheet of paper that had list all the the tests they did and how much each one cost. Each one now. So I'm looking at what I had done, because the doctor decided what I needed to have done. And it wasn't too bad until I got down here and I'm reading. The test to see if I was vitamin D insufficient on vitamin D. Honest God. $47. $47 just to tell me whether or not I need to take a fucking vitamin pill. Really? Now, I'm sorry. If you're a doctor, if I was a doctor, which I'm not, although I play one on YouTube, here's my discussion with my patient. Do you eat a pretty good diet? Lots of, healthy stuff? Yeah, okay. That's the end of that subject. Now, if they ask me, say, well, do you, but if they say, no, I eat a lot of fast food, a lot of junk, do you take a good multivitamin tablet? If they say, yes, you do, that's the end of that damn discussion. Okay, if they say, no, I don't, I say, yes, well, you probably ought to start doing that. Consider start taking a good multivitamin. And then that's the end of that damn discussion. You don't have to go test to see if I need some goddamn vitamin D. I mean, really? I mean, you start with, we're in Arizona. You get more sunshine in any state in the union. Okay? Really? So anyhow, I thought that was a little unnecessary. you know. Andrew, I don't know that. I know it's a coarse thread. It's coarse as hell. And of course, I'm sure it's probably metric, but uh, it's coarse as hell. But I don't know that for sure. I might could find out for you because I do have a uh, a gauge, call it a gauge, little gauge tool that measures thread threads, the depth and the coarseness and fineness and this that and thread count. But I think if I remember right, that's what we used to call it. The thread count and also the depth of the thread and all that kind of good shit. I do have a gauge for that. I might could get close to it anyhow. Yeah, that's another one of them things. Why I don't know why they didn't standardize that shit because everybody wanted to be their own little thing, you know. But yeah, and by the way, Monday, my ass is still hurting from Monday, even though they took the blood out of my little arm. There's really hell the bruise is almost gone where they drew the blood. But yeah, my ass is still hurting from them reaching up in there and grabbing $300 and dragging it out. Yeah. It's still sore. That's why I don't never go to town. You know, you go to town, you know, you go, you lose money. You go to town, you lose money. I stay here. Oh, what a mess. What a mess. All right. Well, let's see. Now I know that Adrian and Andrew were waiting on pins and needles to see how our election turned out. Well, after a week, a solid 7 days, they finally got the votes counted out here in Arizona. Yeah. Now, there's two ways of looking at this. Okay. 7 days. Oh. Now, the first problem was, okay, the people that had counting the votes, okay, they did real good, 1 to 10. They could count 1 to 10 because they got 10 fingers, okay? If there's any more than that they needed to count, well, then next step was take off their shoes and socks, and they could go 10 more, okay? But when they got to 20, their mind locked up. They just locked up, and they kind of went into a coma. And so they had to set that person aside and get a new person to count a few more votes. Well, when you do it that way, it takes quite a while, you know. Hey, JT, how you doing, brother? Thanks for dropping by. Oh, JT's my man that he makes coin rings like I do, even though I don't have any on. I should wear them. I really should. But he makes expensive coin rings. I make little cheap coin rings. But if anybody's interested, he's got a website where he sells real nice silver and coin rings and whatnot. Now, I tell you what, I will give them credit because they're getting better at their cheating. Because on the last election, I mean, there was videotape, there was a lot of evidence that they cheated, and of course, everybody just turned blind eye to it. But they're getting better. I don't know, brother. Your edges on yours look better than mine. Either that or you're a damn good photographer. Because I've always admired the edges on your rings. But they're getting better at cheating. And I admire a cheater that is so good at his art that he doesn't get caught. Okay. I, I admire them because I've cheated a lot in my time and day. And to me, if you cheat and never get caught, you're damn good at it. I don't even know if you could call it a cheat. I think call it a skill. But anyhow, they're getting a lot better at it. The only trouble they had this time that really exposed them, you might say, is the states where they couldn't cheat. Because the states where they couldn't cheat, the Republicans just landslide. All of them, landslide, where they couldn't cheat. So it was so different. It was so vast a different amount that it was obvious. But out here, like I say, and the only trouble they had out here was it took them so long because they figured out from the last election that they needed to not be so obvious. So, you would only want to win by a little bit. Well, if you only want to win by just a few votes, so it looks okay, well, then you got to keep a running tally of what the vote is. Okay? So, it just takes time to do that because, you start, really counting the votes and you see this the person you don't want to win's ahead. Well, then you got to add a few more, and get up a little bit above them. Well, then some more might come in. Well, you got to add a few more. And it's a little harder. It takes longer to do it that way. I could do stand it. Oh. But yeah, it's a little harder. It takes a little more time. You know, but it just helps. It doesn't send up as bad a red flag because on the election before this last, they were all of a sudden it's like 12 o'clock at night. Oh, here comes this truck, pulls up with these tow sack full of goddamn ballots, and they're all for the other side. All. Now, supposedly they come from this area, but every damn ballot in them was all for the other guy. Well, yeah, come on. Yeah. Does that really pass the smell test? But anyhow, they got a little smarter. Didn't do that this time, but it does take a lot more time and to do it that way. And then you got to kind of keep up with the whole election as it's going, and figure out which states you want to jiggle, that you can probably get away with jiggling, and which ones you can't. And, there's a lot involved if you want to do it the proper way and not show your hand so badly like they did the one time. But yeah. But anyhow, after 7 days, they finally got all the votes counted in our little state, which is, I don't know what the population is, but it ain't nowhere near the populations of some states. I mean, we're desert. We're in the damn desert, So anyhow, it's finally done. It's over. Nothing's gonna change. We're still in a Carter depression. For y'all old enough to remember the Carter depression, we're still in it, and probably going to be in it for God knows how long. Let's see what's next on our card here. Now, I did notice I always have problems. I've noticed this in several. I've said it before on several videos. I really have a problem with some of the vape terminology. I have trouble with AIOs. I have trouble with that. I've said it on the reviews, like when I reviewed the Pulse, and I don't think I did it on the Billet Box, but I did on the Pulse. I had trouble with that, and there was a couple of other ones I had trouble with. That I just have trouble with the term AIO. Anyhow, there's been other things I've had trouble with the terms on, but now that all the and you remember I've been doing this testing with the adding some water to my mix on my liquids, which turned out, if you interested keeping up, turns out about 10 to 15% seems to extend the flavor. I mean the life of the cotton, the life of the coal. Although you can't do it on, there are very few devices you can do that. But it does help. But my coil killer, it extended the life on it. I mean, it doubled the life on the cotton, but it kills it so quick that, it was basically a matter of milliliters. It went from like 4 to 8. I could run 8 milliliters through it instead of 4. So it just, and I run it through so fast. It's not like I got weeks or days even out extra. It was just a few more milliliters extra. Yeah, you're right, Josh. If you want a real AIO, would be a disposable. It really would, a real one. And I mean, I even give them I let them slide on the juice. I mean, you could. I even let them slide on that because you don't get juice in regular pot systems. But you do get everything in the box beside the juice. And if you got everything in the box beside the juice, I'd let you slide. Okay, if you wanted to call it an AI, well, that's fine. But yeah, a real all-in-one would be a disposable. You buy it, you don't have to buy nothing else, nothing. So all-in-one, okay. But anyhow, I did notice that all the Anakin fanboys were doing their reviews on that new thing they got. It's not a disposable, it's a pod system. I think they may have been even a disposable and a pod system. Maybe it was both. With their juice from Equios, and I doubt if I'm saying that right. Anyhow, every damn one of them is saying water-based e-liquid. Water-based e-liquid. Well, it's 30% water. Now, if it's 30% water, it's 70% something else. 30% don't get you based, in my opinion. You shouldn't say it's water based. You should have come up with a better term, because in my opinion, if it's water based, then the majority of it needs to be water, and it's only 30% water. Come on. But I know it's a marketing scam type deal as far as them calling it that. I'm sure the little thing probably works good because I had, fairly good results from my experiments. I see what you're saying, Adrian. I don't, I really don't even have a problem with that. My issue, even back when I commented on the all-in-one deal, is if you were at the vape store buying it and the salesman presented it as an all-in-one, yet you had to buy all this other stuff before you could leave the vape shop. That was my gripe with it, you might say. And I mean, we all know, we're vapors. We know we don't have a problem. We can call it, whatever they want to call it, but it's a little deceiving too. If somebody brand new was watching the review and assumed it was an all-in-one thing, and even ordered it online. Of course, I know it online. It says batteries not included, da 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 da. But to me, it was just a little deceiving. That's all. Call it AG instead of VG. Huh, that's weird. What does the A stand for? Because over here, the V stands for vegetable and the G stands for glycerin. Let's have a vape. I'm getting pretty good at being able to switch over from a mouth to lung to a really tight mouth to lung over to one of my restricted direct lungs without having to think about it too much. I got tickled this morning. I was watching. Oh, that's weird. Wonder what that stands for. I'd be interested to know. An alternative to VG. That's, yeah. That'd be something I might have to investigate to see what that is. I might be missing out. It might be better than VG. Hell, I might be missing out. Oh, anyhow, I was watching Jay Hayes' video on the new Caliburn. Oh, it's VG with some water already mixed in. Oh. I see. Well, 15, if it's 10 to 15% in the VG, and the VG is 70% of the total mix, or let's say 50 to 70% of the total mix, then that would just be probably a hair. That wouldn't be that much water, really, if you're looking at the total number. It would thin the juice just a little. I always thought that they gave you, if you put a little bit, just a little bit in, a tad of water in, it gave you a little more stronger throat hit. But that probably wouldn't thin the liquid down that much either, because it wouldn't be near the amount I was putting in. Shit, Andrew's on the ball. What are you talking about? Back to using the Caliburn G. Well, anyhow, hey CNC, how you doing, buddy? Glad you could come by and see us today or tonight. I think it's nighttime over where y'all are at. Thanks for dropping by. Anyhow, it was the new Coco, and it was funny because he threw some Nick salt off in. He claimed it was 20 milligram Nick salt. Yeah, I don't know if he was playing to the camera or not, but anyhow, he took one hit. Oh my god! It's like what the fuck? Come on. 20 milligram Nick salt is bothering him. Come on. But anyhow, and also on that new, all the reviewers, I say all, the ones I watch, they seem to conveniently, of course, I know they're getting the shit sent for free, and they don't want to mention it because then they won't get no more shit sent for free. But they're ignoring the elephant in the room on the newest two Caliburn devices. It seems like they conveniently changed the pod so they don't interchange with the older stuff. So it's just a money grab. We all know it. It's like slapping you in the face. It's so evident, and they did it here a while back, and also nobody mentioned it when they went to their throwaway pods with the coil that you couldn't interchange. You said pitch the whole thing. It was a money grab, but the reason I didn't harp on it too much is because I felt sorry for the poor people that uh, yeah, that's true. You could take a Dremel or just a hand file if you had the time, and you could file out a little thing for your for the to make the new ones fit, and the old ones would still fit because you would still have the outer rim for the old one to catch, and you'd have the little cutout for the new one. And yeah, you probably could do that. But if I'd have been doing the review, I'd have had to say it was well, here we got this another money grab going on. Uh, you know, I guess we ought to be thankful they went as long as they did with the old original style replaceable coils. Uh, so anyhow, but yeah, I just love how they just conveniently ignore that, and I understand it, but it ain't the way I would do. It ain't the way I would do it. Of course, that's why they don't send me shit. I can't blame them. But yeah, they just conveniently ignored that. And the reason I didn't say anything bad about their money grab when they went to the, I need one to look for, Smoat 940. I haven't seen that yet, Josh. I got off of them when I never even bought the Pasito 2 because I love these little Pasitos. But, there for a while they were doing good because they made an adapter. So if you really liked either the RBA section or the stock coils for these, and you bought one of the bigger 980s, you could buy an adapter to use them in there. And I really liked that deal. And like I say, they were doing good in my book at first, and then when they came out with the next model and whatnot, they changed everything completely so that the old shit wouldn't fit. You had to have the new shit. And I mean, I understand why, but I don't have to buy the shit. But the reason I never did gripe too much about the first money grab from UL when they, made you buy a whole pod to get the coil is because about the time you wear a coil out, that's about the time this little top fill starts leaking, which some people still say they don't leak. Well, they don't leak till they wear out. And, you're only going to be able to pop this top off so many times. And then guess what? It just, it wears out. It's plastic, okay. But there's some out there that don't. The ones that have little rubber plugs. Now, if you don't rip the little rubber plug off, damn thing will last long as almost probably forever. Who knows? But I didn't, badmouth them when they did the first money grab because it was kind of probably beneficial to some people to just, throw the whole thing away when the coil got gunked up. Although you could still, even though the coil's in there, you can still throw this whole thing off in your ultrasonic cleaner and clean that damn thing. So you can get some. I guess you could theoretically use it till the top wears out. So anyhow, I didn't get on them too bad. Smoat 940. Wonder if I can Google that right quick. Let's try it. Okay. Now, is that supposedly new? Oh, it's a pre-order. It looks really neat, and it looks like it should have an external battery, but it don't. It says it's internal battery. Mm, I don't see. Well, it's not really saying much here. Compatible with all S Series 7 coils. I don't buy enough of Smoant coils to keep up with it, to know which coil it is, or which type that is. I have to look at it a little closer. Oh, there we go. Well, it looks like, wait a minute. Come on, come on. It ain't gonna let me do it. Damn it. I'll have to read up on this because according to this, it looks like, yeah, I can't see it. My phone won't go up. Looks like maybe it's compatible with all their, well, most of their old small. Well, I don't know. I'll do some research into that. I wished it had a external battery, but that don't look like it's too bad a thing. Looks like they're $40 where I'm looking at. Kind of neat looking little thing. Hey, Smo app, send me one. I'll review it. Yeah. Let me hold my breath, even though I do like their products. But it did look neat, even though it's I mean, it looked real neat in the picture. Don't know how good it'll look in reality. Kind of reminds you of the DigiFlavor side by side mod thing to a degree, just from the aesthetics, little cutouts and whatnot they had on it. Kind of what it reminded me of. Looked nice. And if it's really interchangeable with all the, well, I don't know if I'd get one or not, to be honest with you. If it took 18650 battery, I'd probably get one. Yeah, that's the only that's what's killing it for me, Josh. Even though I still have an old Pasito up there that the battery still is good in. I mean, it ain't quite as strong as it was, and hell, it's years old. So I can't say that I have a device that the internal battery ever died on. I quit using it long before that happened. I still prefer, yeah, I prefer the externals. And I've gotten really lazy lately to the point I really want a 21-700. I really single. I'm happy with just a single 21-700, just so I don't have to change the damn thing out every day or so. I've gotten really lazy. I really have. Well, I'll look it up. I'd be interested to see what that RBA section looks like for that one. But if it's true that it'll take if it's true that it'll take all their coils, then it will take either both RBA sections that I have. I would think. I'm not sure on that, but you would think it would take the RBA sections I already have for the Pasito and the 80. Of course, uh, you'd have to the one I got in the 80s, vaping them at 30 watts. So yeah, it would let you vape them. And if it's 1500 milliamps, it would get you about the same as one 18650. So no, Adrian, it did not. I have. Hey Neil, how you doing? Glad you could make it, brother. No, it did not. I found it interesting, and I found it extremely interesting that their flavors would last so long in the coils and the cotton and whatnot. I found that extremely interesting, but I have just been off tobacco for so long. All right, JT, thanks for coming by, brother. I've been off tobacco for so long that I, I really don't see myself going back. And you know, for me, and that's just a personal preference thing. But you got to understand, I never smoked regular cigarettes. I always smoked menthol cigarettes. So it was more of the menthol taste, and the strong menthol ones too. You know, I really did. I was more addicted, you might say, to the menthol than I was the actual tobacco flavor. I don't know that I ever liked tobacco flavor because even when I dipped snuff, I would get the real strong, ultra strong wintergreen flavored snuff. I wouldn't get. I didn't dip the just tobacco flavored snuff. You know, so I don't know that I ever was a fan, to be honest, of tobacco flavor. Uh, I know I tried smoked some cigars one time, and it really didn't do nothing for me. I didn't. Just a personal preference. I just didn't really like the flavor. But I do find it interesting that he went to. I mean, he did enough. He looked like sounded like he really got into the science of it. And I wish other people would do that. I wish some of the flavoring companies would do whatever he did, because I believe some of it would cross over, and you could have uh, some flavorings that wouldn't kill your colds quite as bad. But I did find that part interesting. I really did. And I've watched that other guy, the Italian guy. I've watched a lot of some of his reviews before. I've watched him. I don't think I subscribed to his channel, but I have watched a lot of his reviews, and he does a pretty good job. I can put this back up for the time being. Yeah, you know, yeah. Mike Vapes this morning, he was, on his little newest video for the cocoa, he just, I don't see why these people think he's leak. Mine's been sitting on my desk for God knows how long and it hadn't leaked. Well, it ain't gonna leak sitting on your desk. It leaks when the damn top wears out. I mean, I don't know what part of that you don't understand, but and I don't like calling people out by name, but you know, yeah, you know. Of course, they probably, the reviewers, hell, they probably never had one they wore out. Hell, they probably don't even wash them out. They probably just chuck them. You get shit sent for free. Hell, that's the way you do it. I can't say I blame them. But what we got? That's about all we got on our little cheat sheet list here. You fellas got anything going on in your area? Now I'll tell you what I've noticed, Neil. Mine, if I let the juice get real low, mine will leak out it'll leak because of that. Even on my other device that has the rubber plug. If I let the juice get a little too low, say below half full, it'll seep out a little bit at the bottom. So I just keep it full and or pretty much full. More than half. When it gets to half, I refill it right quick, and I don't have that issue. But if I let it get below half full and let it sit for any period of time, it starts to seep out a little bit. I've noticed that. And, I really don't slam them for that because, hell, in my opinion, 99% of this, hell, everything will do that. If you let the juice get real low and you let it sit, because you lose your vacuum to a degree on it and just lets it seep out through the coil a little bit. Well, I think I asked this to my UK buddies before y'all got in here, but all right, Josh, we'll see you later. I was going to ask right quick what y'all going to do now that, or where do y'all get your cheap vape stuff at these days? Since it looked like Fast Tech's going to belly up. If I remember right, I think Neil used to buy some stuff from Fast Tech. Mm. Mm. All right, Josh, we'll see you later, brother. Thanks for coming by. I always appreciate it. Do, do. Adrian, I wonder if they ship to the U.S. Because I think when I Googled that 940 a while ago, that was what Google pulled up. So Neil, I guess you're buying the in stock items. That seems to be all that they'll sell you anymore is what they got in stock, trying to deplete their stock or sell out one or the other. I see. Yeah. Yeah, if they still got stuff you want, you might want to stock up. Because one thing about them, they would have some old stuff that you couldn't buy anywhere else. A lot of times. Mm. You know, if I could hold my hand back from clicking on the latest and greatest shiny thing, I mean, I probably got enough stuff. I'm sure I got enough stuff to last me the rest of my life. And 90% of it vapes good. Oh, you bought the new Pulse, the 0.5. All right. I still use mine, original Pulse. It hadn't cracked or nothing. It's one of the. It sits by my recliner. It's what I got my Red Hots in that I drink with my coffee, and it's still working fine for me. The only problem I had with what I got in the box was that the original RBAs leaked. The little whatever the hell it was they called them damn things, and well, Andrew, I guarantee you that's not a bad thing, brother, because uh, you can get caught up in that. You can go down that rabbit hole real quick and not benefit yourself any. I'll have to check that out. In fact, I'm going to write that down. I ordered from some company a long time ago over in the EU, and I was very, very, very happy with their service. And they just sent it uh, through the post. Now, I forget what y'all's postal service is called, but Buddy, they were on the ball now. It got across the ocean faster than it got to me once it got in the damn U.S. And the Royal Post or something like that, I think it's called. I got to, you know, believe it or not, y'all got a nice system over there. I know you might not think so since you live there and deal with them all the time, but yeah. I'm that way on a lot of stuff, Neil. If I see something that I think I might like back in the day, I would buy two, you know, especially if they were cheap. I've got two of a lot of things. Those DigiFlavor side by sides. I bought two of those. Uh, like the stuff like Mike Vape's MTL intake. I bought two of them. Way back in the day, I bought two Omens. And just recently, I bought two of these Zlides tanks. Of course, one of them was for my wife. And this one, was kind of a spare for her, but if she ever needs it. But Yeah, I bought some stuff from them a long time ago, and that was one of the places I was considering going back to. Uh, I think to me, it was just like Fast Tech. It took like forever to get the shit. Wasn't really any faster, any slower. It was about the same. But yeah, I bought stuff from them. And the neat thing, there's a 3F and then there's a 3A. And if I'm doing it on my computer and I type in 3A, it will not let me go to that site. It will pull up 3F. It will just, and I can't get around it using what browser I'm using, Internet Edge, Microsoft's Edge Explorer. And I mean, I know I can get a different browser or search engine, whatever you want to call it, but it will not let me go to 3A. It will send me to, oh, you must have mistyped. This is where you want to go. It's like, really? I kind of know where the hell I want to go. Now, I did look the other day when y'all talking about the DIY deal. I looked at one of the places I buy my flavoring from is Flavor Jungle. I think because it's based over here in the U.S. I'm pretty sure it is. And they always have a lot of. I use a lot of the one shots, like you're talking about there, and they had greatly changed up their one shots since the last time I ordered from them, and they had went more to their brand instead of the mixers, signature brands. There was very few of them left. In fact, as far as DIY or die, they had maybe, I don't know, one or two of his, where they used to have his full line. They only had one or two anymore. And I noticed they had really changed up their menu or their selection, and they had went because they got a lot of their what we would call house flavors, their flavors. I guess they mixed them on, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. But anyhow, I noticed they had went on the one shots. They had went to a lot of more of their stuff than anybody else's. And I mean, I understand because they probably got to pay Wayne some money every time somebody uses his recipe. They still had the one that I use a lot of, and the reason I looked is because they were having a sale. Where's it? Is this it? No, that's not it. Where the hell is it? Did I throw it away? Here it is. Thing. Nope. Damn. Well, I might have threw the damn thing away. I guess it was totally empty. I thought there was a little bit left. I guess it was totally empty. But anyhow, it was a what do they call it? Sugar cookie fluff by, if I remember right, I think the way you pronounced it was Chemist. One shot, and it was really good. Uh, I liked it. But they still had it. Now, I did notice they had also changed up their how you could buy them. Some of them, they used to, give you a slew of options on however many milliliters you wanted. And on the flavors I clicked on, uh, they didn't give you a whole lot of option in the, it was like either 30 or 500. And it's like, damn. Of course, you could buy multiple 30s, but still, they used to give you a little different selection, because one of the ways I really liked buying it was 120 milliliter uh, bottles. Is if I have a flavor I really like a lot, I'll go that much on it. But if I get any more than that, I'm gonna have it so long I gotta put it in the deep freeze, which it's not a bad thing. I guess I just got lazy. Well, Neil, I don't know that I would say I was strictly fruit flavored. I'll give you an example. Sitting here in front of me, I have, of course, Red Hots. Okay. And then I have just, what was this? Hold on. Hold on. Now, this one is just watermelon. Just watermelon. And this one is a one shot. It's the mango sticky rice, and there's very very little mango in it. I have to add some mango to it to get it where I like it. But some kind of Asian dessert thing. And it's a one shot. Now in this one, I'm trying to remember, what did I mix this? Let me look at my little thing. Oh yeah, I remember now. This is a mango, but it's got some vanilla ice cream mixed in it. So I prefer either a bakery or a ice cream custard thingy or cookie, with a fruit flavoring. That's what I really prefer. My favorite vape is peach with either a sugar cookie type thing, but the peach, and I've tried several different peach flavorings, killed it between it and the sugar cookie. Oh man, it kills the coal. It kills the coal of the cotton just instantly. I mean, it's like, you know, you barely get 4 liters run through it, regardless of the tank or the whatever you're using. I've tried it in all of them, and I love it. But my God, it kills the cotton quick. Yeah, Red Hots was what helped me quit smoking. That was one of my first flavors that I really really liked. That wasn't menthol tobacco. Because at first I did, I was got to remember it's 10 years ago. So I was really restricted. I didn't even know there was such thing as DIY. I was really restricted to the smoke shop in town here that had vaping stuff, and they had a little beauty cabinet. I swear the damn thing wasn't about this big, full of little bottles of juice, and that was all you had to choose from. There wasn't no damn wall of juice. It was a little bitty ass cabinet. So I just got the menthol tobacco flavor he had, and but it did let me quit smoking. I mean, it worked, And then I tried the Red Hots and really enjoyed the Red Hots, and because I love cinnamon. I love back in the day. I always I like to chew on cinnamon toothpicks and all that kind of stuff. Well, peach, don't everybody like peaches? And believe it or not, I'm really, I'm not a real peach person. As far as in real life, uh, I would much rather have an apple cobbler than a peach cobbler. I don't like cooked peaches. Now, I do like fresh peaches. If they're fresh, right off the tree, and they're, especially if they're just a hair green to where they're not mushy, not real mushy, they still got a little texture to them. Of course, they're not real sweet, but I can eat one like that, a raw one, fresh. But if they let them stay on the tree till they got real soft, like kind of like peach is supposed to be, that's just I don't like those. I like them with has just a little bit of green left up where the stem is, just a little bit. Uh, and I can eat those. I like those. But as far as just believe it or not, regular peaches, normal peaches or cooked peaches, especially, I don't really. They're not my favorite. I won't pick them out. I'll pick an apple deal over them, or a blackberry or uh, strawberry thing, or something like that. In real life, as far as food goes. But the vape, I really like them in the vape. But like I say, when I mix that, it kills the coil, kills it quick. And I even went to the trouble of seeing which flavor it was that killed the coil. And so I mixed them all, everything in the recipe. I mixed just the individual flavoring. And it was the peach actual flavoring that did more damage to the cotton or the coil than any of the rest of them did. Just common sense as well as probably the sugar cookie. That's just kind of how you envision it. But I mean, it did some, but the peach was the main culprit. And I've tried different companies, different kinds of peach flavoring. Because I'm not that picky on it, but that was what killed it. From my research, that was what was killing my cotton. Peach iced tea. So I've never drank any kind. I've never vaped any kind of tea flavored juice. Never have. But there are some. I got it over here. I got one in yonder, and that means in the other room. What is this one? Oh, that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm about out of it. Now I did enjoy the strawberry cream bar. It's like that, thing you got off the ice cream truck where they had the strawberry filling with a little ice cream around it, and then the outside was like layered in some kind of like Rice Krispie stuff. It wasn't really Rice Krispies, but it was some shit they put on the outside. And it was pretty good. And that's a one shot. That's one of Flavor Jungle's one shots, their own brand. And I've got an apple fritter, and it's pretty good. And I got a cinnamon sticky bun. And it's all right, but it's a little too much caramel or caramel, however you want to say it. Where's my other one? Oh, did I mix? Oh, yeah. And one of them I got mixed up, I'm using in the living room, is a caramel banana cream. And it's pretty good. They're a little heavy on the caramel for me. I wish it was a little bit lighter, especially after it steeps a little while. The caramel really overwhelms the banana. At first, shake and vape, the banana is way on top. And then the more it steeps, the more the caramel comes to the top. And then it gets to where it's it's vapeable, it's good, but it's if I had my ruthers, I wished the caramel was toned down just a little bit. But those are well, I got a whole slew of, there's been a bunch of one shots I bought that I didn't care for that much. And some of them were even Wayne's from DIY or Die. There was some of his I really liked, and some of them just didn't fit me. You know, some of them didn't fit me. But I do love the convenience of a one shot where you ain't got to get some complex ass recipe or none of that crap. I did have I think I'm either out or pretty much out. The other day I mixed up some just pomegranate sweetener, and I liked it. I always liked pomegranate, and there's something I want to try from the UK. I want to try some of those. What do y'all call them? Currants, black currants. I think I want to try those. I don't know where in the hell I'll ever find that flavoring. Now, Neil, I've never actually tried to mix. They have some flavor in this pie crust, just supposedly pie crust. I've never tried it. I did buy some Rice Krispie flavoring. It was okay, but I guess it just really didn't fit me right. I mean, it tasted like what it was supposed to taste like, but I just never could get it right, I guess, or either I was that impressed with the taste, one or the other. But it did taste like plain old Rice Krispies, but it just didn't go well. In other words, you kind of think, okay, you got a bowl of Rice Krispies, some strawberries on top, some cream or some milk, just never did work. Well, now ain't the black currant supposed to be some kind of fruit or something? That was my understanding. Of course, I'm kind of ignorant on that kind of thing. I've never even heard of it till I started vaping. People started talking about the flavoring. Adrian, are you or Andrew gonna try out Vic's new juices, his new tobacco juices? Well, Neil, what piqued my interest was it was supposed to be like a sour fruit type deal, a sour, and that was the reason it piqued my interest. Because I can't find, I like sour stuff, but I can't really find. I mean, I've even got flavoring that just says sour. It's supposed to be you add it to whatever and it makes it sour, and it doesn't do what I expect it to do. I'll put it that way. Or maybe I'm expecting too much of it. Well, see, I thought both of y'all were uh, tobacco people for some reason. Oh. That seems to be a lot bigger deal uh, in the UK and Europe than it does over here. The NETs and the tobacco flavors. I think most people over here are RY4s, and I was going to actually give that a try because from what I understand, the RY4 basically is not tobacco. So I was going to buy a little bottle of it next time I order some flavorings just to see what the hell it tastes like. But some people say it tastes like coffee and caramel. Well, it sounds like pretty good taste to me because, a lot of times I'll make a real strong, can't really call it an espresso, but you can call it a latte, I guess, and put some caramel flavoring in it. But yeah, I don't think hardly anybody thinks really considers RY4 pure tobacco. Anybody that knows, I don't think they consider it. Uh, well, that wasn't too bad. Wasn't those like what? Wasn't those like 60 ml bottles? That's what it looked like when he showed them off. Uh, it looked like about a 60 ml bottle. That wouldn't be too bad a price for 60 mils of flavor, from my perspective. Yeah, I was gonna get a little bottle of the RY4 just to try it and see what it tasted like. I was curious. Of course, I put about 5% super sweet in it. So, I put 2 packets of sweet and low in my coffee, in a cup of coffee. So, yeah, it, it's gonna get some super sweet. Throw it in there. Yeah, that would be a little much to try. Yeah, because I've got a slew of little uh, trial deals that you can get for $1 or $1.99, little bitty 10 ml bottles if you just want to try something. Yeah, I've got a bunch of those. So, I don't mind spending a buck or $2 just to try something, but and that'll mix. A 10 ml bottle will mix quite a bit of juice, even if you're going bumping it up to 15% and whatnot. But it'll give you plenty to try. In fact, the Jungle Flavor people, they always send you some little trial something with your order, like this little 10 ml bottle here. That was free. They usually pitch one in with your order, regardless, pretty much of whatever your order is. They've always pitched one in. You know, it's their house brand flavoring, but some of it's pretty good. But yeah, that would be, and that'd be a hell of a lot to 60 mils, and you find out you don't like it. What the hell what are you gonna do? Give it to somebody? I guess you could sell it to somebody that was really, really liked it or something like that. But yeah, that's I've tried some store bought juice one time, ordered it over the internet, and it was relatively inexpensive, and so I just bought a bunch. I bought almost the whole line, and it tasted like shit, and every bit of it tasted like shit. I ended up giving it all away. And the people I gave it to loved it. Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm like, hey, don't know what the hell good juice tastes like. But I ended up giving it all away. I didn't even, it wasn't even no fixing it. It was so bad. And good old California done killed the flavored vape juice. Can't sell flavored vape juice no more in California. Oh well. Glad I don't live there. I'm gonna write that down and look that up, Andrew, just to see what it is. What's the profile on it? I found one here a while back I mixed up, and it turned out to be fairly decent. Yeah, yeah, I could smuggle me some right over the border. I'm only 40 miles from the state line. I could smuggle that shit over. And the people at the checkpoint know me from my FedEx days. So, once I reminded them who I was, hell, they just flagged me through. They would never check nothing. Oh, okay. Put with stars. Write that down. Anyhow, I found one on one of those sites here the other day, and I mixed it up because the ingredients sounded pretty decent. It had a weird name. It was called Beaver's Ass. That was the name on the site, and it's a fruit combination, and it was vapable. It was good. I mixed them up. I mixed up a couple of bottles, and every now and then you stumble across a deal. Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. So it was pretty decent. Oh, it's at the state line. Well, it's right over the state line on the California side. California's the only one that cares. There's no checkpoint. There's a way station over on the Arizona side. So if you're coming from California in a big diesel truck, you got to pull into the way station unless you got the fast pass thing. But going to California, once you get across the state line, there's a agricultural checkpoint, and they don't want any nuts, plants, fruits, of course, illegal shit, whatnot, drugs and whatnot, illegal things, and everybody has to pull through, and a lot of the people working at that checkpoint live in Arizona, so they're kind of decent people. And once they learn you, and you're going through there every damn day. Of course, I was in a FedEx van, so they just wave you through. You don't have to stop. They don't have to look at shit. But the funny part is the tourists. That's who I feel sorry for. But the tourists that don't know, they ain't never been, and they've been. Especially the ones that buy, like if you went to our Walmart, and I'm talking about Walmart now, or any store, and if you bought a potted house plant, okay, or a lot of people buy a cactus. They come over and they buy, they ain't never been in the desert before. Well, they buy a little potted cactus, Well, if they live in California, sorry, you ain't getting that shit home unless you got it hid real good. Because they'll go through they don't search like a police search, but they do look. And, if you got potted plants, you can't take them. You have to take them out of your car or turn around and go back. That's your choice. They won't let you bring them into the state. And it didn't matter. I mean, it's not like it was homegrown shit or whatever. I mean, you can still have the receipt that you just bought it up the road at Walmart. Nope, won't get across. And the neat thing was, it's another one of them deals you run into where, there's, like I said, most of the people that work there were decent. But, some of them were the people that you didn't need to give any authority to. Those type of people. But so that, it was like they took their job just dead nut serious. Oh my God. But it was okay for them to close down the whole damn thing, the whole checkpoint. Close it down, just drive through like there ain't no nothing there uh, during COVID. it was, it's all fine. Open border. Yeah, Adrian, we'll be a lot better off. And I shouldn't say this, but we'd be a lot better off if that whole state would just fall off into the damn Pacific Ocean. Because that way I'd have some beachfront property, and we'd be a lot better off. We'd lose Grim Green. That'd be the only downfall. We'd lose Grim Green. But yeah, I had the only good thing. I mean, I had to go a little ways across the state line. Of course, realize out here it's still, for a long ways it's desert, regardless what state you're in. California, Arizona, it's all the Mojave Desert. So when I delivered was working for FedEx, I had to go across the state line just a little ways and go down to these two little small towns, just across the state line, still out in the desert. Uh, Really no Karens, no that guys, still pretty decent folk. And so I would just basically I always said I sneaked over and sneaked back before they realized I had done anything. When it was all perfectly legal, but still that was to me that's what it felt like. I have no desire to go any further or even go nowadays. I have no reason to. It's 40 miles down the interstate. You know, I have no reason to go there and don't want to go there. I've been through Arkansas. Yeah, it's nice. I've been through there. Nice country, but y'all get too many bad thunderstorms and whatnot for me. I got lazy in my old age. I was on people. People ask me, well, are you moving back to? When I told the people in Kentucky about, I was moving, they said, well, are you moving back to Texas? I said, nope. And why not? I said, I got tired of outrunning tornadoes. Reason I left. And y'all still have too many bad thunderstorms and a few tornadoes. I don't think you got quite as many as Oklahoma and Texas get, but get too many bad thunderstorms for me. I done got so used to almost no rain, sunshine every day. I'm sorry. But I have been through it many a times. Drove through it. It's nice. It's pretty. Kind of reminded me of East Texas. Is what it reminded me of. The way the land is over there. Plus, I don't know if you agree with it or not, but at least I think they're still a red state, so that's a plus. Oh yeah, there was times. I mean, there was one time there in Texas. Of course, we were lucky. because where we decided to live was in some little rolling hills that kind of give us a little protection. And we only lived 3 miles outside of town. And there were, I mean, I was driving home one day and here's this hellacious tornado. I mean, big one, not one of the little twister things. I mean, one of them that's like, half a mile across. Here it goes, across the road in front of me. I just pulled over and stopped, let it go on its way, and then went on home. And yeah, so yeah, sorry. There was 2 reasons I moved here, and that one was the weather, and that was one of the main reasons. 2 reasons. One was weather. Well, I guess there was 3 reasons. One was weather. One was the closeness to real casinos, and the other was if you bought land in an undeveloped place, you could pretty much do whatever you wanted. If it was in one of the so-called, well, I don't even remember exactly what they called it, but it was in a subdivision. You're basically really out in the country, out in the desert. If you bought some land out in one of those places, you could pretty much do whatever you wanted. That was 10 years ago now. They've changed the rules since then. If you build a house now, regardless of where you build it, everything has to be inspected just like anywhere else, pretty much. Where when I built my house, the only thing I had to have inspected was the septic system. I had to have that inspected. Of course, when I build something, everybody says, well, you got to build it to code. Well, for me, code means minimal, the minimal bare requirements. Well, I always kind of go about 5 steps above that when I build anything. So, all my stuff would have passed. It would have just been a more expense, and you're waiting on the inspectors and all that crap. And I didn't have to deal with that back then. But if I was to do it today, I'd have to do all that. I know I couldn't handle the cold in Alaska. I thought about that back when I was a very, very young man, because back in them days, when I was like in my 20s, they were still giving away land in Alaska. They would give you 200 acres, and all you had to do was improve on it, and simple stuff like build a fence, clear some brush. If you simply improved the land for, I think, I don't remember how many years, 5 years, what comes to mind, it was yours. It was like, here, 200 acres, free, But yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Back in them days, the cold didn't bother me, but my God, now the cold just, it kills me. So I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm sure you get used to it to a degree up there, but yeah, there's, easier places to live than that. But I did consider that a long time ago. Well, guys, I think we've rambled on long enough today. One of these days, we're going to get us some more vape stuff to do reviews on. God knows how long it'll be. Because I'm still waiting. I guess what is today? Let me look. I forgot. When you get, I need to check that out. Today is the day. The 16th. Because that was when 3F was supposed to get in those Vessel M tanks that I wanted, a burrow tank that uses mesh. And I wanted one of them, and they claimed it was pre-ordered to supposed to be in on this November 16th. Now, they probably didn't come in, but I do want to get one of them. And the only real downfall I see to Fast Tech bellying up, and I don't even know for sure if they bellied up. They may come back. Who knows? They had the most clones of any other place. I mean, some of the other places have clones. Fastech has them now. Well, I need to look. You think they would actually sell you one? I might check that out. Because, see, the trouble with me and Fastech is I usually check on my phone. I got their little app on my phone, and it doesn't really do near as much as their PC app or their PC, or if you go to the website. And I had it preset to give me all the new items, new arrivals for each day, and that's what I would scan every day. I'd just look at them right quick. And that's the part that's went away. But I'll have to pull that up. When I get done with this live, I'll pull that up on my computer and actually mandate $35. Ooh, damn. Ships next day. I'll check it out and see. It's $28, I believe, on 3F, unless they up the price. But it was $28 pre-order. Supposed to be in the 16th. I'll have to check it out and see. But anyhow, I think we're going to cut it off here. We've rambled plenty. And I appreciate all y'all coming in to the chat. I appreciate you participating. And I do still want to thank everybody that watches the replay. I know I do mine live at a weird time for most people over here in the U.S. So, I get a lot of views on the replay. So anyhow, thank you for watching. Either way, live, replay. Thanks for watching. So, we'll probably have another, I don't know. Hold on. Let me look at the calendar. I tell you, when you retire, you don't even want to look at the damn calendar anymore. Yeah, the 23rd. Next Wednesday is the 23rd, day before Thanksgiving. So, I'm pretty sure we'll have a show next week. Because most people, some people will still be home on the 23rd. I don't know that a lot of people even go anywhere anymore. So we'll try to have a show next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Well, Neil, I've been paying about $4 to $5 on all my orders lately. The free shipping kind of evaporated for me for some reason. The last bunch of orders I've, gotten out, but it was only $3 or $4, so it wasn't no big deal. But anyhow, thank all y'all for coming in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.